Good morning, my friends. Aren't these plumeria beautiful? I had to show you what's growing in my backyard, and I just wanted to start out my video this way so that you get something pretty to look at on a Sunday morning. I'm back and I'm still recycling. This is the 17 weeks. So it's really 1/3 of the year. And I haven't been doing a weekly, but I wanted to give you an update on my challenge myself more to recycle and reuse and repurpose the things that are in my life in hopes of instilling in you the same little fire that I have, that I can help the world, and I can help it just one tiny step at a time. So let me get started. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. This is the 27th of April, and I've been kind of laxed in what I'm doing. I have to say I've kind of taken a little bit of a breather. April is my birth month. Um, I do a birth week where I am given gifts by Rick. I do the same thing for him for his birthday, so please don't think that I'm the queen of the house. And for those 7 days, we get presents, but my actual birthday is April 14th. And I had the real privilege of reaching 75 years old. So I think if anyone is out there and they are getting into that age and they are feeling sorry for themselves, they go, oh, I don't want to admit this. Wear it with pride. Not everyone can say that through illness or through life or whatever. They left this plane and long before. So I'm very happy. I think it's a wonderful thing to get older. And my dad lived to his 92nd birthday, and my mother lived to 93. So I'm planning on hitting 100, and who knows? Maybe you'll be watching me at 100. So without further ado, let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm trying to, under the blanket of conservation, I'm trying to see what I can eliminate from my everyday life, and instead of throwing it away or throwing it down the drain or just, burning it off somewhere, I'm trying to take it and put it back into my soil. Is it reducing my carbon footprint, as everybody seems so worried about? Probably. Probably. I think I am. So let me tell you just some of the things that I save, and some of the things that you could save if you so choose to. All of our fruit and vegetable peels, we instead of putting them down the garbage disposal, they are put in the freezer. And then when I have a whole bunch, now I can either give these to my worms. These are banana peels, strawberry tops, but I freeze them in case there's anything, any little bugs or any little cocoons, anything like that on these, which there shouldn't be. I mean, everything's pretty much washed, but it's frozen. Then I take my dehydrator. Now I could add this to my worms now. I could add it to my compost now. I could do trench uh, uh, composting in front of my house, or in front of, around a tree, ring around a tree, and that would all go back into the soil. It would decompose at a slow rate, and it would feed the bacteria, it would feed the worms, it would feed all the little creatures that are in your soil, and it would make them healthier, and it would make your soil healthier. If you're not gardening and you're just a flower person, that's great. It would add to it. But I like to take mine and dehydrate them, and that's a banana peel, and that's the banana peel that's been put through the dehydrator. Now I can take this and I can make powder out of it. And I have made powder out of it. And you can see those down in front, and there's a little scoop of each. Next to it are the eggshells that have been pulverized, and next to it are the eggshells that are just crumbled by hand. I save my flour tops, and I either give those to the worms or I give them to the compost. So we have fruit and veg peels. We have shrimp shells. Do you eat shrimp? Do you get the shells? Save the shells, bake them a little bit. I rinse mine. I don't have to, but I do rinse them. They're actually boiled in water, and I use that stock for a base for soup or whatever. Excuse me, just 1 minute. You're the first person I'm talking to this morning. And that's on kind of the wet side as far as the fruit and vegetable peels. This is still organic. I mean, this is still the potassium and the, what would you call it? People say greens and browns. These are still our green side. And those are really great for adding moisture and what have you. I add my coffee grounds, I add tea bags, I add the filters. If I don't use the filter in the compost, I actually use it at the base of, if I'm doing a potted plant. These filters are wonderful. I'll use 2-ply and put it down at the base, and that way whenever I water, it doesn't run through the bottom of the pot. Now, toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls, your paper, corrugated. We don't call, you know, it's interesting, I heard somebody say, we don't call that cardboard. We call it corrugated wrapping, corrugated packaging. I thought, okay, all right. So I still call it cardboard, but if it's, this is cardboard, okay? There's the difference. This is called cardboard. Can't reach. Okay, that's called cardboard. But if you've got the corrugation, they call it corrugated packaging. You learned something, didn't you? I learned that, and I thought, oh, that's cool. Okay, all right. So that's our brown side, and you can either, excuse me, you can either shred it like I've done here, or you could lay that if you're trying to deter your weeds and you have shrubs that you go, oh geez, I hate these shrubs, they get all these little weeds around them. Take your little cardboard and lay it down around the base of it, and then put your mulch on top. The cardboard will get wet. Your soil underneath will get wet. The roots down below will get wet. But because they're holding back more sunlight, and because they're holding back, well, more moisture really, I mean, they do hold back some. The weeds that might be able, the weed seeds that might be there are going to be not able to come back so quickly, you know, is all I want to say. So those are just kind of the things to save and add, and the things that I do, whether it's my stale cereals and crackers, flour, anything in your pantry that you think, well, gee, this is getting stale, what the heck, you know. My oranges, I just started doing this, and boy, is it wonderful. We don't eat that many oranges, but I've been trying to incorporate them a little bit more into our diet. And if you take the orange peels and you dehydrate them and then put it through your blender, put it through your NutriBullet, the powder that comes out, you can run hot water over it, let it soak in the hot water, and then strain it, and then take that hot water and spray your plants, and it deters the any flying insects from coming. And what I also do, of course, is the powder. You can sprinkle the dry powder around your soil, and again, it deters creatures from coming. So anyway, without further ado, this is actually week 17. For those of you who have not been watching me all through 2023, all through 2024, and this year so far, what I do is I'm keeping a journal. I'm not really writing in it messages or anything, but I do write in all the things that we've been saving and their weight, because otherwise how would I know? And so, you know, it's things like coffee, fruit, blossoms. We take our vacuum, what comes out of our vacuum, our HEPA filter, and we give that either to the worms or put it out in the compost, and that goes back into it. When I sweep my floors just on a regular basis, I give it to the worms now instead of throwing it in the trash, because it's soil. The worms are going to give me castings. Where are the castings going to go? Back out into the garden. The soil that you're adding is kind of, in our area, is very sandy. And the sand acts as a grit for the worms. And the worms who don't have stomach, who don't have, you know, teeth or tongue or anything like that, they have a crop and a gizzard. They don't really have a stomach to churn. They take little particles in. They're taking the bacteria that has eaten those particles, has eaten that bacteria and mold on the food, and that bacteria is then consumed by the worms. They take it down into that gizzard, into that crop and gizzard. So it's all a circle. Slow it down. It's all a circle. And the sooner you believe that and you go, wow, it's all a circle, the sooner you appreciate what is happening here, and the sooner you want to align yourself on that circle versus jumping out and going, throw it away. Garbage, garbage. Get it out of my sight. It's not clean. It's not orderly. Allow yourself a little disorder in your life so that you can simplify what's happening. So I write it all down, and then at the end of the week, then I add it up, and then I add it to my full sheet here. And after 17 weeks, 1/3, little less than 1/3 of the year, I'm up to, this week was a good week because we cut our grass, and our neighbor Brian cut his grass also, and it's starting to grow again. And so I got 66 pounds, 7.4 ounces. Last week I only got 12 pounds. So, you know, it's gonna vary as to who's cutting grass. I'm up to 554 pounds, 10.5. So if you multiply it by 3, I wouldn't be at 2,000. The first year, my goal was 1,000. I got almost to 2,000. My second year was 2,000, and I got just over it. The first third of the year is kind of quiet because we're not cutting grass, we're not trimming trees. You know, even though we're in Florida, we do slow down for those first 3 months, especially. There's no grass cutting or anything like that. So anyway, I will leave you with that. I'll say that I hope everybody has a great week. For the Christians, the Easter celebration is over. For the Catholics and pretty much everybody in the world, it was a sorrowful time that Pope Francis died, although as much as he loved life, he was really, as my mother would say, he was tuckered out, you know, and it was time for him to move on and now begins the work of picking a new pope. So uh, God bless Pope Francis. He was an interesting character, but he was a very humble man. He was a Jesuit. They lived very simplified lives. I have a favorite story of a Jesuit who we knew in the 1990s, and his name was Father Furman, and he was a Southern priest, first Southern priest I ever knew, and he would say a mass so fast that your eyes just blinked. But to hear him say a mass in Latin with a Southern accent was just it was golden. You know, we didn't want to laugh, but it was just for we kids who Rick and I grew up Catholic, and Rick was an altar boy, and he said, "Wow, I never heard Latin said this way." So anyway, God bless you all, and I hope you'll come back and see me again real soon, because you know I'll be here, and you know I will be recycling. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye bye. Remember, garden what you've got.